is Andris Silamikelis. I am here to present my work in master thesis about application of serious games and learning of BPMN. So, the motivation is that BPMN is almost de facto standard of business process modeling and description and analysis. However, it is very complex. It has more than 100 elements, including 51 event types, 8 gateways, etc. So, in order to create extensive and expressive business process models, it is necessary to dedicate particular time in order to master the skills. But as the time goes by, the motivation to master the modeling skills is decreasing. So I propose in my work to apply serious games approach, which are using motivating and engaging game elements for teaching and training serious matters. In this particular case, BPMN. So yes, the hypothesis is that serious games approach is suitable and applicable means for structuring the learning of BPMN notation, and the main objective was to develop the serious game design framework tailored for structuring the BPMN notation. So, main tasks in the thesis was study BPMN process types and elements, modeling BPMN modeling guidelines and model verification methods, as well as serious games, their effectiveness, instructional theories applied in serious games, and so on. So, business process model annotation. The primary goal is to provide a graphical notation that is readily understandable for business users, business analysts, and technical developers. So, BPMN has three major process types: processes, collaborations, and choreographies. Processes are further divided in private and public processes, as well as private executable and non-executable. Collaborations are used in order to depict conversations between process participants, and choreographies shows the communication between participants of the process. So, and the more interesting part is categories of BPMN elements. So, 5 major categories: flow objects, data, connecting objects, swim lanes, artifacts. Flow objects are activities, events, gateways. Data is representing data, as it states. Connecting objects are all the swim lines, the flow lines, which shows the flow of the activities, and so on. So, yes, I made in my work the basic classification, which was the one of the starting points and perspectives from which to look how to organize the particular elements in a serious game. So, in this case, yes, basic elements and extended BPMN elements, which are built on basic element basis. So, but this was the course division of elements. Further was in my thesis research on statistics about the usage of BPMN elements. I won't address the statistics issues right here, but in the end, after the course division and analysis of statistical data, I came up with the table. This sequence shows the sequence of how each particular BPMN element, except those which are not included, must be introduced to a player of a game. This part shows the levels of a serious game. So if we can constitute game in 3 major levels: easy, so very introduction; so intermediate, they are more elaborated; and hard, it's all elements should be applied. So this was one part. Next part is that it's not enough just to know the elements. You have to apply some particular modeling method. This modeling method I developed based on, not based, but I adapted it and a bit modified in order to gain six stages of modeling method. So in order to identify participants, activities of participants, decisions of participants, events when they occur, communication between participants, and finalization, which includes modelers self-checking by using model patterns and anti-patterns, and soundness of the process. So the soundness of the process means that these are minimum requirements that a model has to comply. So the main three are that in every state, so from start, it's you can reach end. So if you are at the end event, and there are no outgoing darks, it is end event, and there is no more element which is not used in the process model. So patterns and anti-patterns. Anti-patterns shows the typical modeling mistakes in process modeling. So here we can see that there's this particular element, message flow, is used incorrectly here, and this is depicted by annotation. And here is the pattern, which shows a correct common modeling style. So next part is serious games, which are defined the games which has no entertainment as the primary purpose, but they are stated learning goal, what to achieve via this serious games. Yeah, the distinction is the purpose. Common computer games are just purely for entertainment, and serious games has this particular goal. So, however, all-day games and serious games share common game elements, like story and background, characters of the players and non-player characters, which are computer characters, and so of course scoring, help section in order to provide additional information for the player. In this case, it's learner. So benefits. As IBM states, it provides 108% more retention of knowledge compared to traditional methods. Serious games incorporates learning by doing, which is particularly interesting in a case when there are training of modeling tasks. And so yeah, supports the retention of motivation to learn. So in a long period of time, you are more motivated to achieve the particular goal. Yes, and they are especially applicable when the circumstances for the particular task are not available for reasons of cost, safety, or time. It's like flight simulators, which are too costly to train in the real plane than in simulator. So, in order to gain a really compelling and engaging learning, and in order to ensure that the goal of the game will be achieved, instructional theories is recommended to apply. And the most appropriate instructional theories are James Keller's ARCS model, Robert Gagné 9 events of instruction, and Robert Bloom's taxonomy. In addition, for the development of design framework, I used additional learning engagement element alignment, which is based on extensive game design and instructional design element alignment. So I won't go into detail, but from all four learning theories, I chose three. Bloom's taxonomy will be mentioned later. To align, Keller's ARCS model is coarse-grained division of combined elements from Gagné 9 events and Quinn's element alignment. So I have came up with 12 elements that should be 12 instructional theory of elements which should be in a serious game. This is alignment of instructional designs which I showed previously with game design elements which I showed previously before. I want to note, I want to emphasize that there are a few fields where a particular element is not applicable, but but the solution is to use serious game design framework. So the first layer in the middle is the content of BPMN. Around its relevance, confidence, attention, and satisfaction, those are Keller-Stark's model perspectives from which you can look on the framework. In the middle, it's not affected as it is the content. Middle looks like this.